Hey everyone, welcome to POPXP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the POPXP channel.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's the brain of the mainframe here, Nile Scala with the POPXP. Joining me tonight is the most amazing Frank you're ever going to meet, Mr. Frank Amazing. And Frank, we're bringing it. We're bringing it. Yes. We're bringing another crowdfunding comics to the channel this week. And an awesome book. So if you guys have been paying attention, you know, we're still kind of living in that, you know, in that dirty den, that prison arena. And, you know, we've been experimenting with different things, especially myself, trying different shows and things like that. And been getting good reviews and a lot of good input on Exploration Indiegogo. And this happens to be a campaign that I looked at on, I think, the very first episode. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was a great campaign. I was like, I'd like to get this guy on the show. Lo and behold, Mr. Frank Amazing doing the most amazing thing. I already had this gentleman lined up. So I was like, sweet. Half the battle's already done. So now we've got this gentleman on tonight. Yes, yes. You know what I mean, Doc? And, you know, we got this fine gentleman on tonight. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen in the crowdfunding world, please welcome Edwin to the show. Edwin, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic, man. So we've got you on. You are an independent comic creator. You've got your first campaign on Indiegogo. You're funded. You're living the high life. You're popping champagne bottles. You know, you're high-fiving dudes and taking their bras, and you're just moving right down that red carpet. So I got to ask you, man, how did you even get into this? Like, when did comics become a thing for you?
Me discovered comics right around when I came to the United States from Puerto Rico. You know, me and my mom and my brother and sister moved over here to the States. We didn't really know too many people. So, you know, one day I was hanging out with her, a little like a grocery store that was close to home. And, you know, I found a spinner rack and I found a copy of a Spider-Man. I believe it was like the Foes of Spider-Man #4. And I ended up just taking it home and just kind of pouring over it. And that was kind of like what kicked off. Anytime I would get any money, I would go down to the little grocery store and just like grab any issues that they had, you know. So that's kind of became the addiction.
Yeah. So Spider-Man was it for you? Was that like the first?
He was the first one, but the real kind of the thing that really hooked me was X-Men. It was you know, Uncanny X-Men. It was during Bishop's origin story by issues by Will Portatio, and just like that stuff just blew me away. I still remember the cover with Bishop and Storm facing off. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I have to have this. This is mine. I'm taking this home.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I have that cover. That whole X-Men series right there, what all those guys were doing. I mean, that, you know, plus in time with the cartoon in the early 90s, I mean, X-Men exploded. Like, you had Marvel Comics, right? You had Marvel Comics, but you had X-Men. Like, it was like two separate worlds within a publishing company. And that's cool that you gravitated towards X-Men as kind of like key. Now, is that what inspires you today as a creator, or was that what like really kept your interest as a reader when you were younger?
That kept my interest as a reader. You know, I'm not sure, you know, handling a team book is a little different than what I'm doing. I'd say like the biggest influence directly on the book would be Darkhawk. I'm a big Darkhawk fan. Like, I think the first 25 issues are completely underrated. I think he's a great character in a series, and that's really kind of like that one. When I discovered Darkhawk, that really kind of changed everything, you know, because, you know, every Marvel pushes all the big heroes, but then when you find Darkhawk, felt like my own guy. You know, I got his #1 issue, you know, like I'm jumping in at like 300 or 200 for the other books or whatever it is. But Darkhawk was like kind of my guy, you know, like I got him from the start. So
yeah, 30th anniversary this year.
Oh yeah.
30th anniversary. You got to stay tuned. I mean, if you're really that big of a fan, Edwin, you got to stay in touch with me, because I have the men behind that series coming on the show, and we're going to be talking 30th anniversary of Darkhawk.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be there.
So me and Danny Fingeroth have been talking about getting this scheduled, and there's, you know, there's a bunch of other great names that are part of it. I'm not going to say too much because if it falls short, it doesn't fall through. I don't like, yeah, we got this guy, that guy, this guy, and then everyone's like, where are they? I don't know, man. I don't know. But now, as you're going through the years, you came to the U.S. You've got your store, you've got your spot, you've got your spinner rack where you go, and you start off with Spider-Man. You go with X-Men. Are you getting into DC comics? Are you getting into Archie comics? Are you getting into other stuff that is kind of molding you into the future comic creator that you are today?
Oh yeah, I'm a big Green Lantern fan, so definitely got into Green Lantern. I dabbled kind of like early Image, some Young Blood, Wildcats, kind of stuff like that. But yeah, mostly it was like Marvel and DC were kind of like the two main kind of constants for most of my life, really.
Mm-hmm. Now, with your development as a comic book reader, right? I'm kind of curious. I always wonder this because, growing up, I had like it was like I was never consistent with comics, right? I'd be into comics, then I was into music, then I was drumming and doing that, and then I'd get back into comics again, and then I got into girls, and I got my driver's license, and it was just like about girls and cars and all that stuff. But then, like, as I got back into my 20s, I was very much into comics again, and then now I've been more consistent with it. But did you have that type of, I don't want to say love hate, but like kind of like love you but got to put you to the side type of relationship, or were you consistent this whole time with keeping up with comics?
No, I took it was like a 4 or 5 year break from about like 2000-ish to like 2004, 2005. X-Men books had kind of gone downhill. Marvel wasn't really producing the kind of stuff that I wanted. And DC had they killed off Hal Jordan and stuff like that. So yeah. I was really kind of, I kind of thought, all right, this is kind of it for me. Like, I'm gonna go, find music, you're graduated high school. So, you different things in life are going on. But then, Green Lantern Rebirth happened. I was walking, I don't even know, it might have been a grocery store, might have been somewhere. I saw an issue of Wizard that said, Hal's coming back. And it stopped me right in my tracks. I hadn't kept up with comics for a while, but when I saw that, I'm like, I got to know more about this.
Yeah.
They told me Hal was coming back, and I'm like, all right, I'm in for that series. I thought, oh no, I'll just check out this series. And it was so good. Like that's Green Lantern Rebirth was amazing. And I was like, all right, I'm hooked. I'm back.
You brought me back in, man. Let me ask you, you just said something cool, Wizard Magazine. I don't know how many people remember that. It's like, did you ever get into that? Like, did you grab copies of Wizard?
Yeah, like they weren't really around too much. You had to go to like a little further down to like the kind of fancier grocery stores to get like Wizard and stuff. But anytime I saw Wizard anywhere, I would snag it. Like that was Wizard was always something that felt like an event. You saw like these cool covers. This is exclusive art you didn't get anywhere else. So yeah, man, definitely got into Wizard.
Awesome, man. I always like the they'd have like custom action, like guys would submit photos of like their custom action figures and stuff. And I always thought that was cool. And I'd try to do it, and like I just ruined it. It was just gone. It was done. It was like a blob of melted plastic and I don't know, paper clips. I don't know. But that's besides the point, right? What the heck's that got to do with anything? But with where you're at now though in this campaign, I mean, let's check this out here. So you've got the Ace Volume 1. And this says here your first campaign. So is this your freshman debut? Is this your first time crowdfunding?
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Why did you choose Indiegogo over Kickstarter?
I've been in the Comicsgate community for quite a bit. So, found out about Kickstarter's gatekeeping and, the fact that they, allow stuff like fraudulent campaigns to run, without checking them. So to me, it was clear, there's no barriers in Indiegogo. I can produce what I want as long as I follow their terms of service. I'm good. I don't have to worry about gatekeeping or anything. So it's a pretty easy choice.
There you go. Makes sense. So how do you feel about the Comicsgate community thus far? Or how long have you been following along with Comicsgate and everything?
3, maybe 4 years. Time kind of goes really fast.
You've been kind of with it for a while then, because it's only been around for about that long, I think.
Yeah, roughly. Like I jumped in once when Ethan started his YouTube channel. Yep. Like I said, I'm a big Green Lantern Rebirth fan, so like nice. It was like by luck I found his channel right as I think he might have uploaded his first video. So I found it through that, and then I discovered Richard and all the other like kind of YouTubers and what was going on. Because by that point I was mostly just getting DC. I wasn't really keeping up with Marvel too much.
Yeah.
So when I found out what was going on, that kind of motivated me to kind of like, yeah, things have to change.
Now, have you fully immersed yourself in the Comicsgate community? Because they're very tight. It's a very tight community of creators supporting creators and fans supporting the creators. Are you really starting to weave yourself in, getting on other shows, the communicating more with other creators in the community?
Oh yeah, everybody's been great. I've been doing this for a while. Initially I never even really thought about putting out a book. I just wanted to support independent creators to put out comic books that I thought were missing.
Yeah.
That's kind of the main goal. And then once I saw, friends of mine, create their own books from their own campaigns, I saw that, there were no barriers anymore. You could, if you had a cool idea and you really kind of put everything into it, it was possible to kind of make those dreams come true. And, I had kind of given up that dream after I left high school because I always wanted to be like an artist, but, I never had any artistic talent, sadly. So, those dreams kind of were dashed. But now I can still create as a writer and, hire some talented people to do the work.
There you go. So let's check out. So we got the Ace Volume 1. You got a campaign video. Let's check out your campaign video. Badass, man. I can see you it's almost like a little homage to Darkhawk in that.
Yeah, in some ways, it's definitely.
In some ways, I'd say like in a little bit of design, and I dig it. I really dig the look of this book, man. And when I was on Exploration Indiegogo, that's what I was talking about. And I think you like. I just love this right here.
Yeah.
This, which wasn't in. I feel like when I was looking at yours might have been still in preview.
Yeah, it was probably
yours was probably still in preview, but you had the video. You had a video in your preview.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people do that. Whenever you do previews, make sure you have a video. Make sure you have plenty. That was my criticism on a lot of that. Just letting you know, is that the previews didn't have enough preview. But so I'm looking at your campaign, right? So when I saw that it was up, it was live. I'm prepping to prep for the show, and I'm looking at this, and this right here, man. This image right here just grabbed me, like incredible. Let's talk. The art of this book. Who are your artists? And how did you guys come up with these designs?
Yeah. So the cover right there, that's by Donald DeLay and Theo Gonzalez. They worked on Brutus. So I kind of got them both to team up for the cover there. As far as like, I've been working on a lot of the design kind of behind the scenes with different artists, but that kind of like redesign was basically Donald. Donald wanted to play with it. And, he kind of asked me, if he could give it his own touch. I was like, hey, go ahead and do it. And then, the Ace design is basically the standard one, but yeah, he kind of leveled them up a bit. So very cool. The main artist in my book is Ibai Canales. He's done Iron Sights, he's done Abductables, he's done a ton of CG books, and this is actually only the second book ever that he's had his artwork actually colored. This is very rare. He usually does either black and white or gray tones. So you actually get to see him colored by Theo Gonzalez again. I was looking for a colorist and, wasn't really finding what I was looking for. And then I reached out to Theo again, and he blew me away. He just sent me one page back, and I knew he got it. And I think his colors blend perfectly with Canales pencils. It really takes it to another level.
Yeah.
And that art right there is the middle parts. That's by Sweens. He does an epilogue story. He's the artist behind Oddity. But this is a completely different art than what he does in Oddities. I can't wait to show people like what he does in this. And then the final art there is a 4-page origin of Angelique by How Comics. How Comics does the art for the Masquerade and Lost Pages. Nice. And he has a completely different style, but it fits kind of, I wanted to tell like a bit of a dark fairy tale with the origin story. So his art kind of fits that.
Nice. And you got 6 a.m. Comics.
Yep, the stretch goals. We unlocked the first one, which was the Angelique trading card, which is right above, there. So that's unlocked for all backers, and now we're working to the next stretch goal, which is 4,000. You unlock the Akula and Ace 6 a.m. stickers.
Oh, nice. You got to get that.
I like 6 a.m. I like how he takes people's characters. He's like that whole collage he's been working on, which is just that's awesome. Yeah, this looks great. And then this down here, Jim O'Reilly.
That's also colored by Theo Gonzalez. Beautiful print. When we get closer to if we can get closer to it, I'll release the full kind of thing so people can see the full image, which is, I think, is crazy. And then the last one's the sexy print there by Angelique.
So,
yeah,
man, this is great. So tell us about it. What is the Ace about? Tell us about the story.
Sure. The Ace is the story of a young man looking for purpose, who discovers the remains of a shooting star that changes life forever. It's basically the story of David Diaz. He's 21 years old. He just graduated college. He's working a regular job and in a small town. He's trying to figure out what his purpose is in life. He feels there's more out there for him than what he's currently living. And then one day, by happenstance, the shooting star crash lands in a park nearby. So he goes to find the wreckage, and what he discovers there gives him the ability to transform into the armored being that he calls the Ace. And then the main story basically takes place 6 months after he's had the armor, when Akula, this bounty hunter shark guy from outer space, shows up at his front door looking for the armor. That's volume 1.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And a lot of your levels here, I mean, you had a lot of sold out stuff in your campaign.
Yeah,
that's good. That means you did it right. That means you did it right.
Yes, been great support. I've been blown away by people's enthusiasm, and because there's been a lot of campaigns that have launched, a lot of big names, a lot of different stuff. So I didn't know how people would react, but it got funded in like 8 days. So
wow.
I mean, and that's not bad. I mean, and you have a decent goal set. So, first time campaigners, our advice is, 500 to 1,000, but obviously it depends on the need of the creator. How much money do you need to actually finish the book or whatever, or what have you? But I have to say, man, the book looks great. The art looks great. The character design looks great. Your cover is like if that's on a shelf, you're stopping traffic. And I'm not like blowing anything up you. I'm like, that's like legit. Like that, I would stop and look at that because it's just eye catching. It's not, there's only so many, there's only so many like humanoid shark type characters out there, right? So this right here is very gripping. And just the whole scene is just incredible. So this is, you definitely, you killed it so far, man. You killed it with this campaign, and your levels are great. You're featured as $30 level. You get 1 copy of the Ace 32-page comic, 1 copy of Mike McMahon Ace print, 1 copy Hardline Jam piece, a limited edition 11x17 folded poster, and you're including the Ace comics, and you got the print and then the poster. I mean, $30, you can't go wrong. That's a great deal. Now, are you charging for shipping?
Yeah.
All right, cool, smart. That's the one thing. Hey, what did you what's the thing you wouldn't do, or what would you do the next time around? Be like, charge shipping.
Yeah,
I got
it's only going up, so you have to make sure that's covered.
Yep.
Yeah. The hardline jam piece is just awesome. Love your logo, man. Yeah, I mean, this is great stuff. I mean, where are you at? Is this going to be a series that you want to continue? Crowdfunding?
Yeah.
Like, is this is it a 3-part, 4-part, 5-part? It actually doesn't, you don't have an end to it yet?
Yeah, no, my dream is to make this an ongoing. I would love to put out one of these a year and just keep churning out, because I have a lot of stories and a lot of places each character can go. I've already kind of written some outlines and stuff. Actually, I finished the volume 2 script. It's actually in Canales' hands.
Very good.
Once we got funded, I think he's finishing up some projects, so he's thinking about maybe around spring he'll start. He might be free to start working on it. So I'm already kind of like committed to doing at least 3 of these. Like I said, I funded all this by myself. All the art is done, all the letters are done. I made sure to do that before I launched. Yep. I still got some side stuff that has to be done, kind of like the boring stuff nobody wants to hear about. But the heavy lifting is done, which is one of my goals. Is the reason kind of why I scheduled it when I did, and I was able to hit. I wanted the art finished. It was done by the end of the year, and I wanted the letters finished. It was done by, the last week of January, right before I launched. So.
Very good. So really, you're like funding then for the printing.
Yeah, printing, shipping, all that.
Printing, shipping, all that, and hopefully, you can keep go in demand with it, and then build up some more to instead of going out of your own pocket, use the additional funds from the campaign to fund the next book, and then try to crush that one, and then do that whole step system, right? Because you're not making, for all you crowdfunding people out there that want to get into it, your crowdfunding ambition. You don't go into it for making money, all right? The chance of making money on your first few campaigns is rare. It's about getting that foot in the door. It's like having your first job, right? You got to pay your dues, but as long as you work hard, you do what you got to do, go the extra mile when you have to, it all starts paying off. It really does. And man, from what I'm seeing here, this is two campaigns in 2 days now that I've seen, freshman campaigns that have a professional quality to it. Very, very catching. And that's the first thing, right? This is graphic, right? This is comic books, graphic novels. I mean, the first thing you see is the artwork. It's not like if you open up a novel, right? And you open up 10 different novels, we just see letters, right? And it's pretty much always in the same text format. But with novels and graphic novels and comic books, the first thing you want to see is that cover, right? Your cover's a showstopper, dude. That cover is a freaking showstopper. This is gonna be good, man. This is gonna be good.
A lot of people have been asking me about possibly making it a print or a poster or something. So
that was my next suggestion, man.
I gotta listen to the people. So we'll see where we end that 30 days, and then we can
see where the budget's at. See where the budget's at on that. And worst case scenario, to be cool, you could even print like a set. Say you print 20 of them, and you randomly select 20 backers to get that print. Yeah, that's something you could do too, and then you're known to have like fun little treats, little trinkets from Edwin coming through. Surprise. But Edwin, man, thanks so much for coming on. This campaign's great. For all you viewers out there that are watching this, back it because it's awesome. And if you can't back it, we understand, but you got to share it. Share it on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, your email feeds. If you're another YouTuber, streamer, post up on your stream. Invite Edwin to come on and talk about this book. This is awesome. We're starting the year off right with these campaigns. These things are amazing, Edwin. I kid you not, man. I'm in love with the artwork on this. I love the concept of the story. I like knowing your background because it makes sense with the book. Now, like, you're not just a guy, like, you're not lying to me. Like, you're not like faking the passion. Like, you told me what you liked. You actually have it in the pages. Like, I can tell what you liked growing up because I can see what influences you. And that's a good comic creator right there. So, man, I really appreciate you coming on. This is great. I really like what you did there. And all the best to you. And as you keep doing campaigns, keep reaching out to us. We'll be able to go stream live again on April 13th. So, Crowdfunding Comics and Five and Dime will go back to being live for, audience participation and things like that. But Frank, I don't know if you have anything for Edwin.
No, congratulations on a awesome campaign. I kind of agree with Nile, doing some posters. Maybe when you go in demands, maybe make that a level, and I think you'll get like a lot of people buying it just for the poster.
Yeah,
definitely a lot to think about, especially because the jam piece poster won't actually be it won't be too long, so I might have to change some things up, and that's definitely a possibility. But guys, thank you for having me on. It was fun.
Yeah, man. Excellent stuff. And everyone, if you like what we're doing here and you like watching Crowdfunding Comics and all the other great shows that we're premiering and experimenting with on POPXP, please click that subscribe button. Smash that bell. This way you get notifications when we go live and we're uploading this content, so you can see amazing work like what Edwin is putting out. And everyone, thank you so much. We really appreciate Edwin coming on. We're looking forward to your next campaign, and we hope you all have a great night. Edwin, sir, keep up the good work, and please, please, please keep us in the loop of everything that you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, guys.
All right. And Edwin, I got one more thing.
Yes.
Where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Edwin Aces. That's the main place where I'll be at.
All right, man. Sounds good. Gentlemen, have yourselves a great night, and we will see you all on the next Crowdfunding Comics. Peace.
Peace.
Hey everyone. Thank you for joining us on POPXP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the POPXP and over on Instagram at the POPXP. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you soon.